Alright guys, welcome to Djo Talking Nerdy. Today I'm going to review the entire Falcon and Winter Soldier series. Disney Plus, you go, you sign up, you pay, maybe you get it for free. You watch a little bit of series, you get a little bit of Falcon, Winter Soldier, and some Captain America too. So let's get into it, okay? We're gonna kind of wing this, alright? Is that a pun? I didn't mean it to be, but it is, and I'm okay with that. We're gonna shrink. All right, so we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, starring Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier. I'm gonna go through their kind of screen cap stills to recap the episode without getting a copyright strike. So we start out. Falcon basically, we get a great cameo by Don Cheadle, War Machine, and Falcon is at the ceremony where he essentially gives up the shield, which I don't like, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But he gives up the shield. War Machine isn't crazy about it. It was given to him. Why not buck up and take it? But we get a good cameo from Don Cheadle. Got some wise words for him. Falcon, as you will see through my review, does not listen. All right. We got Bucky out in the world trying to rebuild himself, trying to hang out with the family and fathers of people he murdered. They have a flashback scene of him as the Winter Soldier. He's, going through an assignment and takes out his assassination that he should, but there is a witness, this young Asian gentleman, who he has to basically put down because he saw what he did, even though the Winter Soldier is well known. Well, he's not well known to the public, but at least the Secret Services all know about him. So, but he kills him. He befriends the father, trying to make amends, and but he can't seem to tell the father of the man he murdered just yet. So cool. Bucky has been in counseling for his Winter Soldier, his Winter Soldier-ness, and they're good scenes. The counselor is a little rough. I have a lot of friends who are vets, and there is no way, they've pretty much all told me, there is no way a counselor will talk to you the way she was talking to Bucky. We got some action with Falcon as the Falcon for now. Very, they were good scenes and everything. I love the let's get back. Hang on, we're gonna go back to this real quick. I love the opening sequence to Falcon and the Winter Soldier with him being pure Falcon. His main character. They were outstanding. The CGI was amazing for a TV show. I was like, dude, if the whole series is like this, it's gonna be out of the park. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. But that first sequence, they put some money in. They, they, showed the first episode. It really pulled in viewers, and they were hoping to keep them there. But there's a bunch of stuff we get into that lost people. So we have Falcon, being a badass, using them wings for what he needs, and taking down the scumbags. Very cool opening sequence to the first episode. This stuff I kind of liked and kind of disliked. Sometimes it would just take the show as like, and then go, oh, your ride broke down. You're going to sit here till maintenance can come, and then you can drop and enjoy the rest of your ride. Some of it was like that. Some of it was cool. We get into what the 5-year blip has done and how people are coping with it. There's other ways that it could have been shown, much better written. You can tell these writers were just pulled in from the street, said, hey, watch these movies. What do you think? We need this stuff to ground them, but what do you think about the 5-year blip? And they were just like, whoop, I don't know. We'll just add some shiza in. But I don't like how they did it. I like seeing their dynamic. I think it honestly would have been cooler if she was an ex-lover and those kids were her, theirs together, and he was, a dad who just couldn't handle coming home from what he has seen. He needed to be away. He paid child support, all that stuff and everything. It would be there for the kids if necessary, but She's kind of a single mom, and he's kind of coming back into her life. I think that would have kept, for one, it would have been more grounded. It would have kept us invested more. Like this sister relationship was very Luke and Leia, like kissy kissy. Like is a little, sometimes a little too much eye contact. Let's put it that way. But I think if she was an ex lover and they had a mutual respect, they weren't on bad terms and everything. She knows what he's dealing with and what he's been dealing with, and he is the Falcon. Like he comes when he can. He's a good dad when he's here, and he tries his best and everything. But instead, they made them brother and sister, which was I don't know. I didn't like it because if you make it like an ex, if you make her, sorry, no disrespect, actress, I don't know your name. You were pretty good, but if you make her a ex lover, uh, there's much more depth to both characters. You can see how bad it was for him that he had to step away from boys he loved and the woman he loved to kind of conquer his demons, and then she is kind of been there waiting and supportive. I think that much would have been much better perceived, much better played out, but instead they went brother and sister out, which is okay, but I think that would have been a much better character development. And they look at the end. They could have not even got back together, and they could have just kept the respect, but kept that. Hey, spoiler alert. Hey, I'm gonna be Captain America, and I'll be here when I can, and I will give you all the support in the world. Call me anytime. And but I got to do this. I got to do this for you, for my people, for my culture, everything. I'm gonna represent. So it's gonna get into stuff further down the line, but I didn't like they were brother and sister. I think they should have been ex lovers. Would have been much much better. Let's see, Bucky going. I should have talked to that Asian guy and told him I blew his son's brains out. Counselor, you're annoying, and no one would ever talk to me like that. I would choke you out in a heartbeat. She was super annoying. Bank loan. Hey, black couple. I'm a whitey, with a receding hairline. It goes back to my neck. But I'm not going to give you money, even though you're one of the most famous people on the earth. You saved us from annihilation. But credit. Credit's rough right now. Stupid, stupid storyline. All right, here we go. We're gonna get into this guy, my cap, um, John Walker. I like this dude. A lot of people were hating on him, and it was absolutely atrocious, ridiculous. This is a Army war vet that has served us, has put his life on the line numerous times without, just like the Falcon, without the super soldier serum. Okay, in fatigues on the front lines, fighting, dying for us, seen many of friends die, sacrifice himself to save his friends, and he has chosen to be Captain America. Why anyone would be, I guess, upset by this, I do not understand. You obviously have no vets in your life. You have no understanding of what people sacrifice, what people will put on the line for the safety of us normie civilians. Okay, it's completely disrespectful the things I've heard about John Walker and everything. You know, kiss my ass and John Walker's ass, and all the vets who are like John Walker. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. I like John Walker. I think he's a very cool character, fantastically acted by Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son. God, I bet you he loves hearing Kurt Russell, Kurt Russell, every time he's in something. But unfortunately, when you're the son of a super mega famous actor, you're gonna hear it. But he is making a name for himself, man. He was fantastic as this character, as taking up the Captain America mantle, which you can tell he did not want to do, but he is a country, a statesman, man of uh, a man of valor. Okay, his country called him, his statesman called him, and said, "We have chosen you. Will you take this up? Will you take this up?" And he stepped up. He didn't want to. You can tell throughout the series he didn't want to, but he does, and he tries his best without the super soldier serum. Okay, he is just a man, just a war vet, that is going on the front lines again in a silly costume to try to represent the principles of America, and people spit on him. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's the state of the world right now. But I like Wyatt Russell. I like John Walker. Don Cheadle. I can't remember. So I watched the 2 episodes a while back, and then I watched all the rest all at once. I think he was pretty disappointed with Sam, if I'm doing this right. You know, good cameo. Okay, so we got Batroc coming back in his as close to the comics as you can get, in his purple jacket with yellow. Look up a picture of Batroc. He looks ridiculous from the comics, but in the MCU they make him pimp as hell. I like him. He's a UFC champion. I can't remember his name right now, but surprisingly, he's a really good actor too. He doesn't get a much lines, and he looks like a scary mofo, so that helps. But French UFC fighter, and my UFC, or not UFC, French actor, and he does good. We got episode 2 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Star Spangled Man. And again, we're gonna go through the stills so we don't get a copyright strike. All right, so you have them. They've been going on missions to try to figure out this iCarly chick that has, for some reason, she hates that people came back to life, and she wants everyone, half the population of the universe, to be dead. That's her cause. Ugh, very, very bad. They're trying to add Antifa in and make it uh, make us relate, but it's terrible, terrible, terrible. I'll get into her later. But so they've been chasing her down, trying to stop her, this and that, and everything. And you get them officially teaming up, and Sam and Bucky are complete assholes to them. White guy, straight white male. It's not allowed in Hollywood right now, especially blonde hair, blue eyes, which is very sad because I used to have blonde hair, still have blue eyes. But so they just are completely mean to John Walker for no reason. Of course, they've got nothing to say to Battlestar. Yeah, Battlestar. I wonder why. Ridiculous. By the way, I like Battlestar a lot. But they're completely mean. So we get a line later in the series from Bucky, which really explains. I'm going to say it now, just in case I forget. But Bucky explains. There's spoilers in the title, so eat me if you don't expect spoilers. You should have watched it by now if you're a nerd. Anyway, Bucky explains that he's very upset about the new Cap and giving up the shield because that shield was the last bit of family he had, in the sense that it was the last thing he could hold on to. And Falcon gave it up. It's like, I don't know. Like, you're already coming back to life. You're already 100 years later and everything, and then you have one house and they just demolish the house, and it's like, everything I had was in there. Everything I believed in was still in there. That could have been my sanctuary, but now you just threw it away. So that's why Bucky is at first mad at Falcon, and then he really doesn't like these two because they're continuing the Captain America mantle, um, which is very cool. They're war vets, okay? They deserve the mantle. They've seen shit, okay? They deserve it. So in the back of his mind, I think he believes that, but he doesn't like it. It's not Steve. It's not who Steve picked, the Falcon, right here. So he's not quick to jump on the train. But I do like, his line of, that was my last bit of last bit of Steve, last bit of my past, and you just gave it away, basically. So he has right to be pissed at everyone in the car, but he really puts it on them, which I thought was unfair. If you go back and watch the series, it can kind of make a little more sense. So, you know, but I think John Walker and Battlestar get a bad rap. This guy is an atrocious actor. I think he's going to end up being the Falcon. He needs to step his game up. I was looking him up the other day, and he's going to be in something else that's big. It's something like Ridley Scott or something, and he's in. But then again, Ridley Scott casts Jesse Smouye. I can't even remember his name. Every time he was on, I'd tune out. I'd be like, all right, Abercrombie, keep moving. But They're going on a mission. Are you really going to jump out? Do I need a parachute? All that. Oh, God, here we go. So we get to iCarly here, who has these rebels, okay? I went over just a second ago. Their cause is they are upset that humans have returned. 50% of the population of the universe has returned, okay? They're upset because they made a life while everyone was gone. Well, I'm sorry, but people came back. I'm very I'm not so much open borders per se. Every single person can come, but you know, we have to have time to figure it out and everything. And we'll get into more at the end of the speech and everything and what they're trying to figure out. But her cause is stupid. Okay. If they'd have made her one of the disappeared and she came back and had no life now, you could see the bitterness more, but she was didn't get blipped, was here the whole time, and is just mad that people came back. If I was, if I didn't get blipped and my children were blipped and they came back, all of a sudden I would be extremely, extremely grateful. If my friends did not get blipped, but their children did, or their loved ones, or their mom, who they could not say goodbye to, came back all of a sudden, I'd be extremely grateful, no matter if we had to live in a shed or whatever. You're back. You can live your life. iCarly, you are stupid, and the writers are stupid. It's the most ignorant character that you can't buy into her cause. I don't know. No, I can't. I can't. Uh, I was talking to somebody in Target earlier. Shout out, you know who you are. And she could kind of understand the cause, but now that I'm going over it again, I just don't. I can't. Like, you're mad because people came back to life, so you're gonna blow up innocent people to make your point. It doesn't make sense. This is something that either was written poorly or was rushed to screen. But anyway, iCarly, this is one of the most infuriating things. Okay, it doesn't happen again in the series, which is great. But we open the series with that Falcon action sequence, him flying choppers through the Grand Canyon and all that stuff, and it is stellar. Okay, it looks like something that should be on the big screen. Oh, I missed it because I was in a comatose state, so I got to watch it on the small screen, and it's still amazing. But when you watch it, you go, man, I wish I could have seen this on the big screen. Then you go to episode 2 and you have this tractor trailer fight, which is the most generic CGI. It looks like Boy Meets World and they're in a car on their way to college graphic CGI. It's so freaking bad. And then of course this mask to cover up the stunt actress that's actually kicking ass. It's so bad. I don't remember why he's there. But anyway, so they have this fight on top, and she's teeny tiny, but she, manhandles John Walker, Battlestar, Winter Soldier, and Falcon. And she took the super soldier serum, but she's still just little teeny little ginger freckled girl. Like, she's just tiny. When you see Steve Rogers, once he takes it, he's like yoked, like busting out of the friggin' machine. But she's just little teeny tiny. I'm super soldier. Believe me, I can super soldier. Joke. Anyway, that action sequence is atrocious. Bucky looking stoic. All right, and then we had the introduction of officially. I think this is showing the people of America, the new Captain America. People are stoked and everything, which is cool. Yeah, he's a war vet. People would. I think people would approve of John Walker and everything. Of course, with the diversity police and everything, they would probably want Falcon right off the bat. But I think if they got John Walker, they'd be okay. So, but yeah, definitely if Falcon was the right off the bat, the new Cap, they would have been like, it's like Obama getting elected. Like, all right, we're improving. So this is her little cult people. They're all stupid. They're all super soldiers and stupid. Then we're back to this. So let's go to episode 3. So episode 3, we have it's titled The Power. Well, it's not titled The, but anyway, Power Broker. So they go to this kind of okay, this is how I pictured it. So I was telling my buddy to watch. He needs to catch up on the series, and I was telling him about this because he's like, "Is Zemo cool? I've seen him dancing and stuff." I'm like, Zemo's dope. You need to watch the series." Okay, so they go to Madripoor. They break out Baron Zemo. Really, he just walks out of a prison. That was another corny bit where it's like, okay, this guy just put the Avengers against each other, broke them apart, and now Tony's dead. Like, I thought he was on the raft and all this, and he's just in like a shitty German prison. Anyway, he breaks himself out and everything. So essentially, Winter Soldier and Falcon aren't really to fault, I guess you could say. Anyway, they break it out. He's like, I can help you because Zemo does not like super soldiers, as we saw in Civil War. Anyone who is not just human is a threat and could cause damage, chaos, and collateral damage. And he ain't going to have it because collateral damage is what killed his family. So, yeah. So he goes along for the mission and he wants to find out what's going on with iCarly and deal with it, basically. So he tells him he's got to be Pimp Daddy, Master Flex Tiger. I can't remember what his name is. And Bucky needs to be Winter Soldier for this mission. So they go into Pirate Island and they're trying to make. Oh man, these screen caps are all effed up. Marvel, get your stuff. Anyway, so they go in and they have to meet the. Basically, they're trying to get answers about the super soldier serum, and they're trying to figure out who got it, how they got it, how they're making it, how they're redoing it, and everything. Yeah, these stills are awful for the to go through a recap, man. But they're not going to show the scientist, are they? No, they're not. Yeah, these stills are freaking atrocious. They're going to Pirate Island. This is Pirate Island, okay? They're going here. This is them going in. Pimp Daddy Flex, Zemo, Winter Soldier. Go in. They get information from Sharon Carter, who, here's another stupid storyline. All the people are like brought back. They save the world, this and that, and they don't give Sharon Carter uh, a veteran of the CIA and everything who was, you know, yeah, she helped Cap and Falcon, but it's not like she did anything else. She wasn't helping Crossbone. She was against Hydra. They're not going to give her a what's it called? Not going to give her a clean slate like they gave him, which is with gave they gave Winter Soldier a clean slate. They're not going to give Sharon Carter a clean slate. Come on, come on. So anyway, she's just a person that lives on this pirate island. Guess what? Spoiler: she's the power broker, and she's been living the dream, I guess, on here, and completely turned evil because they never gave her was it exoneration or whatever. But yeah, so she's naughty Miss Agent Carter now, which is stupid. But yeah, so Carly is hi Carly, awful. Falcon, not Falcon, sorry. John Walker and Battlestar are trying to find what Falcon and Winter Soldier are up to, because they're all kind of on the same mission, but Bucky and Cap still don't like them, so they're not sharing intel. So they're just tracking them and trying to find them. Zemo is helping. Stupid iCarly. So they go through this fight, and it's pretty dope with Sharon Carter, but Marvel and Disney have a thing where no one can beat up a female. So she like fights them and stabs them and shoots them and does all this awesome stuff. And then all this she like never gets hit, but all of a sudden she's got like bruising and stuff, and you're like, when did you get punched? But it looks realistic, and I'll give it that they go from a PG to a like rated R, like she's doing headshots and everything else. It's pretty cool. Good choreographing. They go into one of these tunnels here. They find out that this doucher scientist has recreated the super soldier serum, and that he's basically selling it to the highest bidder, and iCarly stole it from him and is using it for her own cause to get her message across that she hates people coming back to life and she wants to kill them. Very weird. Anyway, so she had stole them. They all find the guy. They're like, "Why did you create the super soldier serum?" And he's like, "Cause I can," basically. And then Zemo caps that mother effer, which is cool. It was a little bit shocking, but that's exactly what Zemo would do. He doesn't want any of this stuff in the world. So how he doesn't put a bullet in Winter Soldier, I'm very surprised. But they played to his character. You know, they all get away from all this pirate island stuff. Sharon, gets him back to the U.S. and all that stuff. It's kind of hunky dory. And then they get back and they're still working with Zemo because he's still tracking iCarly and he's the best at finding her. But the what is it? Dora Milaje don't like Zemo. Okay, he essentially killed their king before T'Challa. They killed T'Chaka. So they don't like that he's a means to the end, means to an end. They keep calling him, and they're like, "You have 8 hours, so do what you got to do with him. Then we're coming." So that is pretty much that episode, really. And Zemo's got a badass action sequence here where they actually show his pull full potential. So episode 4, we get into some good shiz. The whole world is watching. So we get John Walker slipping. And again, I understand his slipping. We'll get to it. All right. So we got her being sad that this lady died. They give no real backstory to her, what she does, what she did, why Carly considers her a mom, even though iCarly is shown later to have worked for the power broker that raised her. None of it makes sense. Rewatch the series, none of it makes sense. But that is modern day Disney writers. We have Sharon Carter planning some shiz so she can come out on top. John Walker, you can see it's a little subtle thing that they show. You can see him getting a little more ragged, stuff getting to him more, And Battlestar is awesome because it's kind of his little Jiminy Cricket, his guy on his shoulder that's like, hey, take a chill pill. Let's think this out. Let's go rational. He also tells him to take the super soldier serum, which also kind of messes him up. So you have them all being buddy buddy, and more kind of funny bits with Zemo, like he's very Hannibal esque in the you know what I'm talking about, the Hannibal character, Hannibal the Cannibal from the books, Red Dragon, all that. He's very calm and collected and makes a lot of sense, even though you shouldn't agree with him. You're like, I kind of agree with Zemo. But yeah, they talking crap to each other. So this is what started to drive me nuts. So Falcon asks to go. So let's get into first. iCarly goes to a police station or something in Madrid or some French, foreign place, and she sets a giant car bomb, and it blows up and kills innocent people and police officers. So there are people in the jail cells that blew up that were still in there. Who knows if they were, waiting for trial? They were just, the wrong place, wrong time. She murders them all. And Falcon wants to go and just have a chat. Go back in the other movies and tell me where Falcon just wants to have a chat. He does what's right when there has been wrong. This time he just wants to chat. Just wants to chat it up. Take it easy. Take it easy, man. She's just a kid. She just blew people up. It's like saying the Boston bomber kid that didn't get shot to shit. He's just a kid. He didn't know what he's doing. I'm sorry. He may have been just a kid, but he blew people up. He has to pay for his crimes. So John Walker, in my opinion, is right, because he's like, why are we going to talk to her? She's here. We can take her. We can stop the chaos. But Falcon keeps making stupid mistakes that he's done the entire series. And you're like, okay, Falcon, keep going. Keep doing dumb stuff. And Bucky's backing him up because they're bros. But again, man, I'm with John Walker and Battlestar. Get in there, nullify the threat and save people. Instead, you want to talk. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so we'll go through here. They go in. Actually, we'll go back. So after a while, John Walker's like, I'm going in. I'm sick of waiting. iCarly's up there. She could be plotting something else. She could be holding the trigger for a bomb, all we know. I'm going in. Falcon's just chit chatting. I'm going to deal with the threat because I am a vet and that's what I've done. I've saved fellow Americans' lives, them coming over here and bombing us and helping my brothers, by stopping the threat. He could have walked up there, shielded her in the head. She's unconscious, cuffed her, and it'd been a day. But Falcon wants to pussyfoot around and chit chat and everything else because they're trying to like appease the I guess the woke audience. Like just talk it out. Sometimes you can't. Like she blew up people. Even the guy that's with her knew it was wrong. Anyway, John Walker goes and he shows up and she's like, "Oh my god, you betrayed me." Like, what do you think I was going to do regardless like of me taking you out or you were getting arrested? Like one of the two's happening. I'm not going to go, "I'm going to join your cause. I'm the Falcon and I'm going to blow people up." Anyway, so there is a pretty epic fight. I'll give it to them. They have a very cool. They have a few very cool action sequences, especially because you have so many characters that have the super soldier serum. And in between episodes, uh, John Walker had talked to Battlestar and said he had picked up a super soldier serum that was dropped by iCarly. He was like, if you had it, they're best friends, they're bros. If you had it, would you take it? Like even knowing that it increases either the good or bad in you, would you take it? And right away, Battlestar's like, fuck yes, man, because it means I could save people. I would do the right thing. Like I would have the power to perform justice, to give justice, to uphold justice, law and order, all that stuff. And you could tell John Walker is realistically thinking of, like, yeah, that sounds good and everything. And we've been getting our asses handed to us every single time, and we don't have a chance. We're trying to do what's right, but we can't. Like they have rockets and we have BB guns, So let's even the odds. Let's have rockets versus rockets. So we don't see, but John Walker has injected himself. He has become a super soldier, and he can finally match them. So you see it. It's subtly at first. I didn't get it. Like at first, I was like, he threw the shield and it went right into the wall. It was like into the wall. And then I caught on. I was like, okay. And then he caught like a kick with another super soldier, and normally that would have sent him out the window or something. But he caught it, like they were equal level, and I was like, he took the serum. So I kind of like how that was subtly done, but it was also kind of jarring because you're like, oh, he did. Oh, okay, he took this superhero serum. But so they have some very cool choreographed fights, very intense fights, and everything. And unfortunately, it is absolutely tragic, and it's the first time I felt feels in the TV show, but Battlestar jumps in and he is trying to help and protect not only his bro, John Walker, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like he's trying to get in there and do his part. And iCarly kicks him so hard it breaks like his solar plexus and instantly stops his heart, kills him. It is so tragic. If you're a vet watching this, you know the trauma of it. It's pretty instantaneous, and he's gone. And U.S. agent is looking at him, and he is like, "Dude, I haven't even served in this. This got me, so I know people, my buddies, it probably hit, but he's like, this dude's unstoppable, like me. Like we've survived everything. Why is he down? Why is he not moving? Like what like it's a bounce back to reality and everyone stops fighting. It's cool. It's actually probably the best one of the best scenes in my opinion. Like everyone stops. Like and they're like, "Oh god, we went too far. Like we shouldn't have done that." And John Walker, Captain America at the time, is like he's trying to rationalize it. He's in the haze. He's in he's in the red, and he's like, no way. And he's calling out to him. He's checking his pulse and everything. He's like, no way, this is happening. Like, this is my best friend. We've been through everything. Like, no way a fucking, ninja kick took out my dude. But he comes to reality and he is dead, you know? And he flips out, and he rightly, justly freaks out, and he is going to take out anyone involved in this terrorist actions. And to me, he's just. He is absolutely just. And he basically takes a shield and catches one of the terrorists that was involved in the fight. He wasn't the direct kick. It was Carly, iCarly, and he kind of reverse curb stomps him and kills that mofo. And unfortunately, everyone's watching. Everyone's taking video camera because white people bad, America bad, all that stuff. You shouldn't be patriotic. And look what he did. Oh my gosh, this innocent guy just walking down the street is so terrible. How could he, how could he do this and everything? And they have no context that they just murdered his best friend in the world, dined with his family, dined with him nightly, bros to the end. They just freaking killed him. So John Walker was just. John Walker was right. They deserve to die. So anyway, and then they start into the next episode. But right here, he's looking. You can see he's got a little bleeding. He's been taking some hits, some hard hits, and PTSD. Just saw his friend killed. He's losing it, and I freaking love it. Okay, hashtag John Walker was right. John Walker was just. See, there's his dude, man. They go up, okay? He's got the super soldier serum now. He probably hasn't told him, but still, they've run in many a time since he's been Cap. We haven't seen their adventures. I'd like to see a movie of just them. But they're bros. They've been handling it as best they can. Normally you'd run in with an M4, especially a terrorist organization with super soldier serum through their blood. But he's got a decked out 45. It looks like a Glock there, and they're running in. Like, these are men of extreme cojones, steel balls, brass balls, golden, bronzed out, the hardest of hard, vibranium nuts. Okay, have been running in and fighting for us. And then, god dang it, man, they need to make an action figure of him. By the way, we got him coming, but not Hopkins Battlestar. Okay, so we had a very cool fight. I'll go over this real quick. We had a cool fight with the Dora Milaje. They wanted Zemo right now. The 8 hours had been up. They didn't give him up, and I think this is honestly what triggered John Walker to take the serum, because he got his ass handed to him by these warriors who have trained probably since birth to be warriors, and they are chicks, and they're badass chicks. And people think I'm sexist because I don't like Rey Skywalker, but these are dope chicks. They've given storyline and reasons why they could hand their my ass to me on a platter, because they're badass bitches. Okay, that's why. Rey has no reason to be. Anyway, they have an awesome fight with them. John Walker and Battlestar get bitch smacked basically, and John Walker decides to take the serum. This is a very important one. I don't know if I refresh that would work. Hey, where are the bad guys? We want to do what's right. No, you should just talk. Just talk to him, man. Come on, just talk to them. They'll understand. But they just blew up people. Falcon, actually your grandmother was there visiting, and we can only find her arm and the blast damage. So do you mind if we, avenge her? You were an avenger? Do you mind if we avenge her? Like, there's like a piece of an arm and like a toe. Is that no? You should just talk to her. You just talk to her. She's just confused. Fucking stupid. Yeah, demoralize. I'm not saying it right. They were awesome. I like that he was working the streets. We see why Zemo was Zemo and his charisma, his spunk to be able to get answers. Hey, hey, we're trying to bring these people to justice. You, for one, Zemo, need to be in jail, and these motherfuckers freed you. So why are you out? But we'll give you a chance. Let's all try to work together, and we'll find the people. And then Falcon's like, no, we should just let Zemo do whatever he's gonna do. He only tore the Avengers apart, the biggest and strongest force in the universe. But whatever. But anyway, this is when Walker snaps. Battlestar has died. He reverse curb stomped the terrorist to death, and all these people are like, dude, I'm gonna be internet famous. This is gonna go viral. Meanwhile, PTSD, American hero, is being sacrificed at the altar of social justice. So sad, so sad. That's it. Ugh, all right, Carly, I freaking hate you. All right, episode 5. We get into some cool stuff here. So it's called Truth. Hopefully they show a screen cap so I can get into a certain other character. This wouldn't be the screen cap, so we will reverse. We'll go forward. Let's see. We'll get to that in a minute. That's some of the best scenes. Another good scene. Another good scene. Fucking draining. Dude. Okay, I'm trying to find Marvel. Great diversity representation. Don't show Isaiah Washington like at all. Anyway, they don't show a freaking picture, but there's his sister lover again. Ugh, Marvel, you suck. So episode 5 starts, and we have one of the best action sequences since the Marvel Cinematic Universe films in theaters. This is a brutal, awesome fight. And again, I stand with John Walker in his opinion. John Walker has just basically like decapitated, reverse curb stomped a terrorist that has taken part in murdering his best friend as well as other innocent victims. And Winter Soldier and Falcon decide you need to be taken down. Anyway, I get what they're doing here. It moves the story along, yada yada. But let me see if I'm still gonna. Ooh, hello. So, anyway, it progresses the story along, but like I said earlier, I stand with John Walker, and they're like, "Look, you just reverse curb stomp somebody with the shield, and it's not what Steve would stand for. That's not what the shield would stand for. So give it up." And he's like, "Fuck you." Like I just saw my dude, my best friend, slaughtered in front of me, and you're gonna try to just brush off my actions. Fuck everyone that saw it. He was a terrorist being brought to justice. Sorry, the world got to see what we actually do to terrorists, but he deserved it. So they're like, no, give us the shield. And they have this epic fight. It's very, very good. It's very well choreographed. It's very well acted out. And they eventually, let's go to the next because it shows it kind of a little bit. Eventually, we do remove the Steve Rogers Captain America shield from John Walker. And they're all kind of beat to shit. John Walker stays down because he knows he's lost. And they walk away with the shield. Bucky and Falcon. Again, it's probably the best fight scene of the entire series. It's very, very, very cool. All the actors did a fantastic job. All the stunt actors. Fantastic. Really, really brutal. You share the emotion that we got from Civil War when Bucky and Cap were fighting Iron Man. It was right up there. Very, very tough. But So he is essentially stripped of the shield. So John Walker is stripped of the shield and the title of Captain America. And America does what America does best. They throw him under the bus. And they make all the excuses they can and put all the blame on John Walker. They probably did a good edit piece on CNN and told about his straight white male xenophobic isnif whatever was the cause of why he went insane and this and that and blah 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 blah. He didn't go insane. He saw his best friend, his black American friend, murdered in front of him. I'd snap some shit too, especially a terrorist's neck. But they throw him under the bus. He walks out because he's done. I love his line. Hang on, I should get my notes. Yeah. All right, so I got my notes here. Just taking notes. So we have his guilt is shown, and it's heartbreaking. This to me was one of the best shot little moments, and it's heartbreaking, but again, it's like I guess it would be physically well shot. Like the eye, like the artistic eye on this scene, which there's a lot of shitty artistic eye in the series, but is absolutely perfection. Like my heart was broken. Like, yeah, he was brutal, but at the same time, and I think he knows like the Cap mantle, like his friends, that like all this stuff going through John Walker's head. And this scene was so cool. The light coming in the way it does, the blood on the shield, like he knows, like he's like, oh, I went overboard, but at the same time, like they deserved it. In my opinion, they did. But it is just so fantastic. So I had to find this still. I went through, I think I ended up finding out somebody did some Twitter screen grabs, but so good, man. So heartbreaking. Like he knows he crossed the line, but he deserved it, the bad guy deserved it. Sam doesn't try hard to reason with him at all, like this vet. So the first time we see Sam, he is a counselor to vets that have been through the shit, and then we get John Walker just saw his best friend die, and Sam's like, I need the shield. Like you crossed the line. Like you fucked up. But a little girl terrorist who has killed innocent people, not terrorists, innocent people. I'll take my time. I'll just chat it up. We'll get a Starbucks drink. We'll sit down. Maybe have a cookie, whatever today's special is. We'll have it. We'll talk. All right. But John Walker, you better give me the fucking shield. It's so ridiculous. A picture shown here. John Walker is he's thrown under the bus, like I said, which the government would absolutely do as soon as the press was bad for Captain America and they control Captain America. They would immediately dishonorably discharge put the person right to the grinder, because that's what America does. But I love that he says, quote, you built me. Okay, I would have changed it to you made me. Okay, he signs up. He's probably wants to, 9/11 happens because he's right around that age range. 9/11 happens. He's trying to serve his country. He's seen the chaos and the destruction the terrorists have created. He's trying to do what's right. And then they come along. He's done good. He's got Medal of Honors. They come along. Hey, why don't you be Cap? Okay, I'll be Cap to serve my country. And then they throw him under the bus. And he says what we're all thinking. You fucks, you made me. All of a sudden, Julia Dreyfus. What's her middle name? Anyway, the Seinfeld chick shows up, and she was actually kind of cool. I liked her spunk. I liked her character. And then I was watching reviews, and someone made the point, because they're trying to all female, all glorify all the wokeness, and they were like, "But is she a replacement for Nick Fury? Because he's a male, tough guy, male and everything." But Nick Fury's Black American, so fuck you for doing that. Nick Fury's dope. He's been here since the beginning. I'd be behind Nick Fury first. But I do like her character. I believe she's gonna end up being Madam Hydra. I don't know that storyline and everything. A lot of people were talking about it, and I know of it, but I don't know it. So that could really suck. But it looks like he might be Thunderbolt. She's controlling that, and there'll be a bunch of chaos in there. So Bucky's. I liked Bucky's justice for Zemo. I think it was very well acted. They're both very competent, amazing actors, and I like that Bucky could have splatted his brains all over the statue, but he did what was right. He's gonna send them. He's gonna let the Dora Milaje take him, maybe put him to trial and end up in a Wakanda prison. But I think they say they're taking him to the raft, which is much harder to escape, even though Cap busts Falcon and everybody out of that in the end of Civil War thing. But I really like the he pulls the trigger and Zemo basically poops his pants, and then Bucky drops all the bullets. Like if this was the old me, if this was Winter Soldier, your brains would be splattered everywhere. That would be my justice. But he's trying to work with the new system, and I like that. I think that Sebastian Stan might be the best actor out of this series. The flashback scene with Bucky in the Wakandan village, and the Dora Milaje comes up and is essentially testing him in front of the campfire, and she's saying all the activation codes to activate the Winter Soldier, to get him to obey her and send him on his way to his next mission. And he is crying and he is mad, he is frustrated, he's broken beyond belief. And she goes through all the words and it doesn't trigger him, and he's still crying. And but you see the camera angle switches, and you see that he is happy, he's content. He's still crying, but it's tears of joy now. It's switched to that. Like, it worked. Like, I'm free. I'm me again. Like, people can't control me. And it's probably one of the best acted scenes. It's a beautiful scene. I'm glad we got to see that. They didn't have to add that at all, and they put the wig on. They got the set dressed for just that little, maybe a minute, 2 minute long scene, and it was well worth it. Well worth it. So Bucky wakes up. He's hanging out with Falcon at his crib, and he's sleeping. And he wakes up to the kids playing with the shield and everything. And he puts the shield back, and he's like, "This means something. This means something. Like, it needs to mean something. It means something to me. Steve gave it to Falcon. I got to get through to him. I got to get through to him. It's got to mean something to Falcon, which it does. But they help him break through." So they have an awesome, and I wrote here, best scene in the series, ? Them practicing with the shield. And it is a very cool, a very deep scene. The Falcon expresses what it means to him. What would be the point, all the pain and sacrifice, if I wasn't willing to stand up and keep fighting? So I believe he says that to Isaiah Washington, because Isaiah Washington we didn't get into this. I was hoping they'd show us Steel, but Isaiah Washington is he's basically the first Captain America, first super soldier. He was created, and just like they did to the Tuskegee Airmen and everything, or they tested vaccines and stuff. What's going on nowadays? With black Americans and everything, and the most horrible things, because they thought lesser of them, and guess what? It was Democrats. And later they found out that it would some of them would just kill, but a lot of them, it would make them sterile. They couldn't have babies, couldn't make babies, different things like that. And basically they kept that tradition going with the super soldier serum. and was testing it on black Americans, and it finally worked with Isaiah Washington. He essentially became the first Steve Rogers, but because he was black, they didn't want him in the forefront, which at that time I believe it. If this was real, they would have done that shit, you know. That's the type of stuff like you can pull current events and Black Lives Matter and people being mad and stuff and put it into a TV series and I'll buy it. Like that shit happened, you know. But don't milk it so much. There's so much Isaiah says that is all just horrible, and he's telling Falcon don't believe and all this stuff. And Falcon, he seems like the type of guy who's probably grown up in a good household, and he hasn't experienced so much racism and all this stuff that they like to victimize and pander to and stuff. And Falcon, there's a few lines he gets in there that's like it ain't like that anymore, man. Like I could put on the shield and I think people would be okay. Like some people, some ignorant, stupid fucks would be upset, but the majority, just like the majority voted for Obama, would be like, "Fuck yeah, new cap. We're cool with it." This other cap's off in a different timeline, getting his rocks off constantly because he was a virgin till he died, basically in this timeline. But anyway, um, I get Isaiah Washington's story. I understand he's upset and everything, but I like Falcon finally starts making sense. That's gonna be so loud. He starts making sense. I'm gonna say it again. Okay, this is a quote from him. I wrote it down word for word supposedly, but I could be off. Dyslexia. What would be the point of all the pain and sacrifice, meaning basically what everything Isaiah Washington has gone through, if I wasn't willing to stand up and keep fighting? That's what America is. That's what people should realize. That's what people should be behind right now. This review is going to be so long. But I thought it brought tears to my eyes. Didn't cry, but brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, that's Falcon. That's who we know before. This is Sam Wilson. We finally get him being rational, though he does F up towards the end, but then redeems himself. Okay, so then we get the training montage that was really cool. So this is that here. He's practicing with the shield. Him and Bucky are they're pretty good with it. They can bounce it around and stuff, but he needs to get accurate. He needs to get a life is on the line, hostage situation. I gotta be able to swing that shield and decapitate the bad guy. So he's doing that and everything. It's a cool montage, but I wrote down training montage is dope. But you could definitely see that wasn't Anthony Mackie. Yeah, he's doing like all these flips and stuff, and you can tell it ain't him. Love you, Anthony Mackie, but but Lord praise your stunt double because he was putting in the work. There is our new Captain America, and guess what, racist bigots? I like it. I dig it. I'm okay with Falcon being Captain America. I do think it's corny in the sense that he was a character already. He was the Falcon. He was an established black American hero being the Falcon. And to take up a white dude's mantle, weird, but I'm okay with it because it's kind of, in my opinion, the Cap. Nowadays, with the comics, the Cap mantle has almost been like the Bat mantle that's been passed, at least in the alternate comics of DC. Robin becomes it again. Eventually, Terry McGinnis becomes Batman Beyond, yada yada. So Cap is gone. There's no Captain America. We've seen John Walker, and he failed in a sense. I still like John Walker, but we need a Puritan American spirit Cap, and Falcon takes the mantle. He is Captain America now. He's not Falcon Cap. He is Captain America. And a lot of people bitching about his design. I think I went into it on my new Toy Tuesday, but I'm gonna go into it here. Let me get a better picture. But I do like the costume. There's a really cool. I looked at these earlier. Really cool picture of Captain America. Maybe not. Finally, Isaiah Washington. Way to go, Marvel. Wait till the last damn episode to show him. Oh my god, spoilers. But anyway, this is a picture I really liked. It's dope as hell. So you get Sam Wilson is Captain America, which I'm fine with. I understand why Steve left him the shield. Bucky has a lot of baggage behind him being Winter Soldier. I can see the foreign nations being like, you, like, realistically, think of foreign nations. Like, we make a spy that has gone over and maybe taken out some people of problems. We make him president. They're not going to be happy. So I bet you Sam, or not Sam, Steve took that into consideration, and that Falcon is his best buddy, in between, Bucky being frozen and the Winter Soldier, um, and that Bucky could hold, or not Bucky, Sam could hold the mantle. He could be a good Cap. So I'm okay with it. Um, I know a lot of people aren't. They consider, like, I mean, you want to be, you know, strong Black American. Falcon was created to be the Falcon, like it's his own character. To take up this mantle is, you know, I don't know, man. It's just it's stupid. Like I said, it's like the Batman mantle. Like, I can see Sam Wilson, if this was the real world, if Sam Wilson, who has been Falcon, has been his bro, has been his right hand, was given the mantle, I'd be like, yes, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with it here. So let's go through. I really do like his suit. It's very comic accurate, but then, as the Marvel universe tends to do, they perfect it and make it dope as hell. I really like it because it's just a cool cap design. Like, this is all, it's all really cool. So we're used to just like the all blue, or blue and then a little red thrown in there, but the bits of white is fantastic, and black people look good in white. You do. All right. If I was wearing all white, I'd look like a fat pasty ghost right now. But black people in white look fucking awesome. Like it's just like a balance thing. Like compare and contrast, brightness contrast. Like, it looks so good. So, rock it, man. Rock the more the white, and then blue, and then a little bit of red. Which is exactly what the suit and costume does. So he looks dope as frick in this, man. Try not to cuss, but I keep cussing. Then we get into some of the action, and we have Falcon. He saves this NYPD chopper, and it's actually a pretty cool sequence. You see Red Wing doing some stuff on his own. Falcon, jets in. The chopper's still coming down, but he can, put his wings around the pilot, protect him, and with the shield, which is all. I should have mentioned the Cap costume has been upgraded by the Wakandans, and, so it's got all vibranium, I'm sure, running through it, which is even more stellar for the his Falcon gear. So that helicopter save was very cool. It's very, Christopher Reeve Superman. Like, I love seeing Superman superheroes save people. I mean, that's one of the coolest things. Escapism from the comics and in old movies and stuff is seeing that stuff. Get into a little of the battle with iCarly and her super soldier, Antifa people, and she is like, she says, quote, uh, to I think I'm pretty sure it's to John Walker. She says, Battlestar, basically she says Battlestar's life didn't matter because her cause was more important. And John Walker's like, his life didn't matter. He was my best friend. I don't care what color he was. He could have been fucking an orange alien. He was my best friend, and you killed him. His life mattered to me. So, I kind of like that because they were kind of breaking down, which I do agree with Tim Pool, because there's a lot of wokeness in the series, but I think at the end they carry it out of the volcano. They shoot out of it and they go, yeah, we got a lot of this was woke, but hang in there and we're gonna explain the wokeness. And they basically explain, like, Antifa is wrong. Black Lives Matter is, well, Black Lives do matter, but the organization is wrong. That's not the way to handle things, especially when they're buying mansions and all their shit, and not helping the black community whatsoever. Infuriates me. But, that's not the way to do things. And, when John Walker hears that, he's just like, are you serious? Like, you have no pulse on the on America. Like, you're so freaking lost. So that just pisses him off more when she said his life didn't matter. Our cause matters more. Final showdown, which there we go. John Rocker, his life didn't matter, and he's like, "Fuck you, bitch. His life mattered, and he was my bro. He's my best friend." Falcon saves another chopper, which was it was a cool sequence. That one got a little outlandish, I'll say, but it was fun. Definitely the kids watching would love that. And then you get everyone together, and you got Sharon chasing, which how the hell does no one notice her in America? How she got in America? And then that she's in this like quarantine crime zone or crime taped off crime area. She's just walking around doing her thing. And then we find out Sharon is the power broker. She had raised or helped raise iCarly here, and iCarly had stolen the super soldier serum for her own cause, and Sharon is like, I support your cause. Like, I would have helped you out, but you went on your own. You're a loose end now, and I kind of gotta end you. So you get Falcon coming in and doing the thing that Disney and Marvel like to do. A male cannot strike a woman, cannot defeat a woman. It looks bad for women, and he is just playing defense the entire time while he's got, vibranium wings and new Falcon jet engines and shields. I think he hits her like one time, but it's like a defensive like push off, and she goes flying. And the whole time she's trying to kill him. And finally, iCarly, little 4'2", beats up the Falcon, and he's on his back. And she has a gun. I can't remember where she gets a gun. She's about to blow his brains out, and all of a sudden, she gets the shit shot out of her. And it is Sharon Carter. Because, like I said, Disney cannot have a male beat a woman in combat or whatever, I guess. Sharon Carter puts down iCarly. Series canceled, no reboot on Nickelodeon. iCarly and her ginger freckled face is finally dead. Thank God. She's the most annoying character. So, yeah, that was lame. But I was hoping she'd get like a headshot. That'd be like, oof. Sharon really has crossed the line. But she dies of, looks like maybe right under her ribs or, a heart shot, which would even probably take down Captain America and stuff. When we see him injured and shot before, he's got, no vital arteries, or not arteries, organs and stuff. iCarly is dead. So then, let me go to this one picture. So there's Sharon. I'm going to sneak up and I'm going to shoot you. And she does. Why don't you buy into my cause? I'm just trying to kill innocent people. What? I just want my 5-acre farm I bought for like $5,000 because everyone disappeared. Like, why wouldn't you support my cause? Okay, these people come back and they're like, this farmland and everything has been in our family for 300 years, but I bought it while you were disappeared. Like, support me. Stupid. We'll get to you, Bucky. And we'll get to that. Oh my gosh, where is it at? Okay, so then we get to Falcon's big speech. A lot of people have broken this down. It's about a 50-50. There's good, there's bad. There's a lot of, you can tell like a social justice warrior wrote this. They have no realistic, I guess, take on him just saying like socialism good, like we should just give to everyone and make this and that and everything. But I also understand the point of governments are not very good at, delving out the goods for people. Like, look at the Native Americans, Indians, Redskins, whatever I'm supposed to call them. I don't know what everyone's supposed to be called anymore. They get a little lot in South Dakota, and we're like, there you go. You not happy? You're not happy you had all this, but you're complaining? So I get what Falcon's saying. He doesn't give a lot of answers. He has good ideas, and I could see the Falcon if they push him to show up like we see Tony come into the courts and everything. He's like, you can't have my weapons. It's all private property. I've created everything. Like, you cannot have my technology. The government cannot have it. If he showed up to hearings and he was like, look, this is what we need. You all work on it, because he does. He states in the message to them, like, we have the means. Now do it. Like, yeah, there's going to be some wires crossed, some things to, sign on the dotted line, this and that and everything, but we can do it. Get it done. People need it done. iCarly was nuts enough to try to get her point across. Like, it's just going to get worse. There's going to be some other spin-off series like Sam and Cat that's going to come along and start bombing people. So my daughter watched all those. Um, get on it, get fixing it. There's plenty Earth to go around. So these people lived here before. We had room. So make room for them now. I get it. So I did like Sam is going through Captain America. Sam is going through, and he's finally like, we all have a common struggle, and I like that. It kind of united everyone, which is what Captain America does, which is what America does and should do. When people push too far left or right is where we get crazy. But we all should have a cause, and that cause should be making America better, making lives for Americans better. And then we can go out and cure the rest of the world. But for now, we got to fix us. So I like that he said we have a common struggle. We can all get behind this. We can all relate to it. Let's fix it. And I'm going to be there to bust your balls if you ain't fixing it. I like. So he's going on about he doesn't have the super soldier serum, but he believes we can do better. Talks about banks and big government having all the power, and if they have all that power, they should be able to move mountains overnight, which they probably can, but they don't do. So I liked hearing a black American Captain America say that. It was so good. I hope this video reaches people. Like, uh, people are dogging on the speech, but I get what he's saying. Like, it's the Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Like, you can do it. Do it. It takes nothing out of your pocket. You can still have your mansion and all your awful things you get into, but you have the power to help people, to fix people. So do it. It takes nothing away from you, your land, property, and devious things you like to enjoy. Give people what they need, at least. I'm into that. So I was okay with this speech. They're gathering up all the super soldier terrorists. iCarly is dead. They put in the back of a armored car. They put the other super soldier terrorist prisoners, in the car. It's going along, and all of a sudden it explodes, and you're like, oh shit! Like, what happened to them? And it's Zemo's Baron. He's rich as f. His butler, who's basically like Alfred Pennyworth, put a car bomb on there and took him out because he believes in Zemo's cause. He's been in the family for years, so it's what Zemo wanted. What Zemo wants, Zemo gets. So we wrap up with Bucky and Falcon really getting tight. It's very much the Steve Rogers Bucky relationship, and that's kind of how I see this. It's kind of like, hey, we're the last bit of the Avengers. Like, I dig you. We've saved each other's asses. Like, we're buds. We're buds. We're pals. After that, we get a look at. So here he's still in the blue costume, but just imagine it's black. But we get a look at U.S. agent. He is officially, John Walker is not Captain America. As you can see here in this picture, he has made his own shield. He welded his medals of honor into it because he believed in his cause. He believed he was righteous, and I do too. Um, so that Julia Louise Dreyfus, whatever her name is from Seinfeld, uh, she believes he can still keep going. For one, he's a super soldier, so why waste it? And she dons him the title of U.S. agent. And his story will continue on, most likely in a Thunderbolts, which, if you're not a comics person, the Thunderbolts are uh, like the Boondock Saints. Punisher meets the Avengers. Like they're sent out Black Ops, kind of like Suicide Squad. They're sent out Black Ops to deal with situations that won't end up on the news. You hear about it, and then the next day you're like, "Oh, everything's fine now. What happened? I guess they were just like they just needed a hug." Thunderbolts were sent in to clean up the mess, and clean up the mess they did. I believe he's probably going to lead the squad of Thunderbolts, and with Julia Louise Dreyfus being the Nick Fury to that team. I could see either them being um, like co-stars to Captain America 4, or they get their own spin-off movie of the Thunderbolts, which will probably have Red Hulk and Ross and all that stuff. I like where US Agent ended up. I'm happy that they just didn't strip him of everything. He redeemed himself. He, jumped into the line of fire to help Falcon and Winter Soldier. And even when he could have got his revenge, he instead protected the people, protected his friends, uh, instead of getting that avenging his fallen brother, Battlestar. So it really showed his character, and it made me even more behind U.S. Agent. I think he's cool. I think he's got potential. I'd watch a movie if it was just him. So I like his character development. He might have the most of the entire series. So then we get to right here. We get to Bucky's wrap up. Bucky Winter Soldier wrap up. And this was I talked about this earlier. This gentleman here, his son was murdered, and he never knew why, because the government's probably covered it up. But it was by Bucky, unfortunately, who was programmed as the Winter Soldier to go in and just clean house. And unfortunately, his son had seen the Winter Soldier in action, so he needed to be nullified, I guess. So he killed him, and Bucky hangs out with him to try to make amends. But he finally, I can't remember who says it to him. Maybe it is Falcon, it's somebody, but says to him, like, you need to, it is Falcon when they have this speech where they're practicing. But he's like, just pick one person in your book and, like, legit go to them and tell them why you're there. Tell them you're sorry, and move on. I think that would help. And he goes to him. The sad thing is they don't linger on the scene at all. I'm sure it's a fantastic scene. I guarantee there's more. But it was cool to see Bucky really make amends. Like, we're definitely going to see a different Winter Soldier. And you see right at the very end, you see a little more of him coming back to life like he was when he was in 1942 or whatever. Um, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see where Bucky goes. The wrap up with him is absolutely amazing. It was another part that made me tear up. Uh, he gets his justice, I guess. Like, he gets his I don't want to say reparations, but he gets the honor, he gets his name, his legacy confirmed. People will know him, and Steve didn't know, so he couldn't do it. But the new Captain America, Sam Wilson Captain America, he knows, and he's not gonna brush it under the rug. I mean, there's plenty of dirty things we've done to rise to the magnitude and greatness that America is, and a lot of people don't get their time in the sun, But Isaiah Washington, he does, and it was one of the most beautiful, beautiful scenes. Not a lot said, but acted amazingly. I don't know who the actor is that does Isaiah Washington, but it was so good, so beautiful. And I think they got one more picture. So this is him seeing the Falcons, looking like, I got you. That very cool. But they're looking at the golden statue of Isaiah during World War II, like right at the beginning of World War II, maybe World War One ish, where they started the experiments. And he's like, I'm finally being recognized. And Falcon even says to him, like, you will be remembered. People know now. It's not a dark secret. Like, they know what it took to get us Steve Rogers, and then essentially to get me. So it's so cool. Like if they'd have done more stuff like this, like the subtle, the I don't think it would have been as smack in your face, or turned as many people off. Like the cops showing up to Sam and Bucky are arguing in the street. Like the cops showing up and be like, "You okay, white guy? Are you okay? Is this black guy harassing you?" Like who wouldn't know? Like I'd have a trading card of in a toy of Sam Wilson. Who wouldn't know that that's Sam Wilson? It's a joke. But anyway, this Isaiah Washington ending. I don't know if you can see here. Isaiah ending is fantastic. We end the series with this. I guess I'll go to this first. You got Bucky and Cap. Really, they're they're tight now. They're bros. They're together till the end. Steve's gone. We love Steve, but he is moved on. He's getting the life he deserves and everything. We're here. Let's do what we got to do now. And it's cool. The montage I liked. The music I liked. The fucking cooking looks amazing. I love Southern cooking. And again, like I said earlier, these two should have been like ex-lovers. And no, they don't have to get back together. They don't have to have a kiss scene, anything like that. But it would have been cool. But it didn't happen. She's the sister. That's fine too. And I did like Bucky hitting on the sister, was actually really funny, and he's getting all mad and everything. But very cool. I like how they end. They're bros. On to the next adventure. So then we have our final sting is Agent Carter being evil. So I don't like it. For one, they do this like angle that's like down here. You see this? Uh, do it like down here, and she's like walking towards the camera, and it looks like she's never walked in heels in her life, and she's like, "Oh, it's so embarrassing." Sorry, lady that plays Agent Carter. Anyway, let me sit up for the camera. But anyway, she does a phone call like, "I'm in, I've got this," and everything, and essentially she's like the new Hydra, breaking in. Uh, I can understand she'd be pissed she didn't get her name cleared through all the Civil War stuff, but to see her be Peggy Carter's great grandchild and be raised on those beliefs, I imagine, and everything. Um, I don't see her going evil. A lot of people have been saying we have that Secret Invasion TV show coming to Disney Plus, and could she be the Skrull Queen? If it was that, I'd excuse it more. But right now, it's kind of like, oh no, she likes money and paintings, so she's gonna betray everyone. But so that's not my favorite, but that is my breakdown, my analysis of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you want a final score, I would give it. I want to give it higher because there's some amazing parts that are like out of the park amazing. Some of the fights are borderline up there with like John Wick and Civil War, Winter Soldier, badass fights. But there's so much like woke propaganda agenda that's in there that immediately takes you out. Like you should not watch a series and you should be like, oh, that's like going on in the news now. Like your brain should not be. You should watch the series and be watching the series. You should not think of the outside world. You should not think of what it relates to. You should be in the moment in the series with these characters and their journey. And it jerks you out a bunch. So I would have to say It's right in between a 6 and a 7 out of 10. You know, the 7 would be all the really, really good stuff, and the 6 would be all the propaganda that kind of drags it down. But I did enjoy it. It's one series. I was talking to someone earlier that I would go back and rewatch. So that does say a lot about it. You know, WandaVision I'd never watch again. Um, there's tons of shows I just never would watch again, movies I never watch again. But this one I would go back. I liked it. I would recommend people watch if you're a Marvel fan in general. If you're a Marvel fan, like Marvel MCU fan, then Falcon and the Winter Soldier is definitely one to check out. I guess I wouldn't recommend WandaVision to everyone. Like you gotta be a big fan. Like you gotta be a diehard to be into that, enjoy it, and understand it. But this one is a good. It's a good little refresher of the Marvel universe to get us into Phase 4. So I would check it out. Mad respect to the actors and everything. You guys did good, except for the secondary ones were really bad. But check it out. So that's the end of my review, and thank you for watching. I know this has been long, but hopefully I can edit it down real short. But thanks for watching. Bye.